Hello YouTube, Luigi here. Just as I had told you, I had resisted buying this classic Ken Onion design leek for years until I finally felt it in my hand. The same is true of this knife. The Ken Onion design Ripple. I've been looking at this knife for a long time, but I was never sure how it was going to feel in my hand. You can tell by the packaging that this is the Wal-Mart version of the Ripple. The Ripple has two versions, one less expensive, one more expensive. They're both really good knives, just depends on your budget. The Wal-Mart version, it has an aluminum frame. The higher end one has a stainless steel frame. The Wal-Mart version has an inset liner lock. The aluminum one is the stainless steel one is a frame lock. And there's higher grade steel on the other one. So let's just talk about this one. This is the model K415KXP. Aluminum frame with a sort of built-in pocket-worn look to it. It's a slender and elegant knife. There's no question about it. The action is incredible. Incredibly fast. We're going to talk about this a little later. It has a 3 1/8 inch blade. The packaging says high carbon stainless steel. Nothing fancy says this is HCR14 MOV. I don't know where he gets that information, but let's just go with it. You know, he knows his stuff, right? You see the Ken Onion design thing there? On the back you see the Crkt logo and the model number there. You see nothing else. And that's what's curious about this. The stainless steel version proudly says IKBS on it, on this side. And it's been my observation that when a manufacturer goes to the effort of putting bearings in their knife, you see it here, you see the IKBS logo on this Crkt Swindle, also by Ken Onion. You see it. You see the KVT designation here, which is Kershaw's bearings on this Kershaw Neuro. The point is, when the manufacturer goes to the effort of putting bearings on their knife, they always brag about it. Somehow it's not here. I'm not sure it's here. The late Boy Scout swears it's here. Spends a great deal of his reviews saying that it really is here. I'll tell you this, whether I can prove that it's here or not, it flips out as if it had the bearings. So I can't say, simply because it doesn't appear. But the action is incredible. We have a high hollow ground blade here with a long swedge. This is an elegant looking blade. I really like this blade. And yet, for those people with such sharpening systems, there's that flat part that you can clamp your blade onto. What do you think of this, huh? Kind of graceful in its swoopiness. It's got a million holes drilled into it. I hope that lightened it, although this model, the aluminum model, is only 2.2 ounces. Big lanyard hole. Big lanyard hole. Pocket clip is a little goofy. You know, and yet it seems to carry pretty deep. This is an inset liner on the aluminum frame. And I'm not going to answer that. This is an inset liner. And you can see it's about, I don't know, man, maybe 50% engaged. It's pretty much over there. The disengagement is really smooth. No lock stick. We have a 3 1/8 inch blade, a 4 1/4 inch closed length, giving us an overall length of 7 3/8. I would call this a gentleman's EDC. Light utility, you know, everyday knife. This is, I don't know. I don't know, it's got the speed of a tactical, it's got the grip of a tactical, and it's got the reach of a small tactical, but I wouldn't put it in that category. I just wouldn't put it in that category. It's got jimping, both on the spine of the blade and on the plastic scales. See that? Now look at this. It's got a rounded spine, which should remind you of the Sebenza. And now that I think about it, the rounded spine is something Ken Onion also did on his CRKT Swindle. I like the rounded spines. I think there's something elegant about them unless you're trying to strike a magnesium fire lighting stick. Okay. The handle feel, this is what surprised me, why this knife has been often on my list for a long time. Number one, I can get full four-finger engagement. You can see that. And number two, it feels darn good. It feels darn good. I wasn't really expecting that. Nothing Fancy puts this in his Hall of Fame best EDCs for under $40. You can get this knife for between $30 to $40. The coating on this, it reminds me, because of that dusty matte finish, it reminds me of a black DLC. I don't know if that's true. If it is DLC, it's a rugged coating. It's a rugged coating, and you should feel good about it. We looked at the lockup, but let's look at the centering. Look at that. That's absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. It is fabricated in China for CRKT, and the action on it is, even though I can't find any evidence that it's got ball bearings, it certainly feels like it does. It certainly feels like it does. We've got a double Torx pivot. And I kind of like these because it's easy for an idiot like me to adjust a blade that's off center if the one side is spined into a D shape, hole. But the kind when I've seen some of these double Torx things where if you spin one side, the other side spins. Well, that's no good at all. I mean, really. I want you to notice something about this clip. Besides being goofy looking, notice it from this side. Part of the clip is actually proud of, sticks up beyond the frame itself. I'm not saying that's a big deal. I'm just pointing it out. You certainly don't notice it in the overall feel of things in your hands. You just don't notice it. The clip comes tip down right side, and I have to say this, it's my observation that there is no manufacturer on the planet like CRKT when it comes to ignoring left-handed people, and it comes to ignoring even rearranging the tip in any position, one side or the other, let alone left hand, just even leaving it on the right side. They lock you into one position more often than any other manufacturer. They just, the literature that came with this Chinese thing is bragging about a removable pocket clip. Yeah, you can take it off, but you can't swap its position on the knife anywhere. It has a 57 to 59 Rockwell hardness. It's got that distinctively elegant Ken Onion sort of flavor to it. I've really warmed up to Ken Onion designs. Yeah, I didn't like the Onion or the Leek or the Chive or the Scallion. But his later knives, I really, really do like. In fact, I own several of them. Well, a few, at any rate. I think we got a good knife here. This isn't mine. This was a guest blade. I'm reviewing this for my buddy Andy. I'm so glad he came by with it because now I know. This is worth picking up for myself. Now I know. So we're going to categorize this in the guest blade playlist, as well as the CRKT playlist. Okay, that's it, everybody. The CRKT Ripple, model K415KXP, not to be confused with the more expensive stainless steel one. Okay? God bless, take good care, stay safe out there, everybody. Bye-bye.